Nature. Here we are in the woods. Actually, we're in the backyard, but there's trees, and today we're talking about a game all about parks, but not just parks like you go to the Central Park or middle of the city park. We're talking about parks as in the National Park Service. We're talking about all the different national parks today in a game called, oddly enough, Parks. So let's take a look at what this worker movement along a track, and it's worker placement kind of, but it's got that track sort of thing, does, what it entails, and let's talk about all the wonderful things about parks right now. Camping. So here's the setup for Parks. Now notice just the absolute gorgeous look of this game. Now a couple things are going to change. Based on this season card up here, you're going to add water and sunlight to these individual places, and there'll be extra bonuses plus what they normally give you as actions. But I want you to just to see some of the art from this game. I'm pretty sure my parents have this actual poster hanging up, because the beautiful thing is these are actual posters from these national parks by the Park Service and things like that, and art that's been done. You have your resources over here as well as your photographs. These are actual just small versions of the parks themselves with the resources there. Now you are going to get two action people, two meeples, two hikers if you will, and you're going to be moving along this trail. Now it's like Takedo and other games like that. This one kills Takedo, by the way, telling you that early. If you move onto a space, you can't go backwards. So you have two of them though, so you have some interesting push and pull action. Now if you wanted to go in the same space as someone else, you would have to flip your campfire token over, which means you've gone there until one of your workers reaches the trail's end over here. When that happens, you'll flip your campfire back over and you're able to do those actions to step where someone else is again. Now I want to show you basically when you land on these spaces, you gain their bonuses at the bottom. Basically it's just collecting resources, so 2 water, 2 sunlight, a forest, a mountain, gain a canteen. You also start with a canteen, or you can trade in 2 resources and grab the camera. The camera is an extra bonus when you take pictures, and at the end of the round you'll gain an extra picture. But basically it's just a way to get more pictures, which are points at the end of the game. When you hit the end of the round, the end of the trail here, you can reserve a park, which means you can take one of the ones listed up there. You can buy gear and a discount if you get there first, for which are these things right here. They're just essential little perks. Sometimes this is really handy, and sometimes it doesn't really matter at all. It's kind of a toss-up on how handy these gear cards are. And then last but not least, you can just straight visit a park, which means you go ahead and take it by spending the resources listed at the bottom. You'll get the points listed on the left there. So Rocky Mountain is 4. You'll spend 2 mountains, 2 sun, and 2 water. And it is pretty thematic, because if you've been to Rocky Mountain National Park, the alluvial fan and all that sort of stuff, you'll notice that these are elements there. Shenandoah. They're all points. They're worth different points at the end of the game. You're also going to get a year card, which is going to be a bonus type card, but essentially you're going to do that over and over. Now, you'll notice that these tiles move. That's because there are more spaces that are going to get added each round. That's how you know how many rounds are left. You then will shuffle these up, so the order is going to be different. But there are going to be ones that come out that allow you to get wild animals, which are wild resources. And they're all different shapes. That one's a turtle, but there are some that are all sorts of things. You're going to get canteens as well. Anytime you gain a water, you can immediately put that water onto your canteen and take that benefit. Now, this is a fantastic one. Trade a resource for a wild resource or reserve a park. Now, again, parks are the best way to get points. If you're able to reserve one from your card, your canteen, and you're able to reserve, there's another action that's going to come out later and allow you to do it, and then reserve one here, or basically reserve and visit 2 parks per round, you're going to be doing some serious points. So great combos there. Once one is taken, you'll replenish. And there's a little catch-up mechanism, or kind of a reverse catch-up mechanism, where you can't slow roll it, where you can't just go 1 and hope everybody moves forward. Because you could jump quickly. Like if I want these water, I could then say, well, I need mountains next. I could just move to the mountain space and skip all of these. If you're trying to do this thing here, though, where you're like, haha, I'll just let everybody get ahead and just take every single resource until their turn, until I get to the end, you can't do that. Once everybody's got to the end, you have to move to the end of the round there. Interesting. That is how you play. At the end of it, plays until all the rounds are over. Person with the most points gets the win. And that would be points from your year-end card, points from your actual parks themselves, as well as the photographs. But that's how you play parks. some more of the art on these. These are amazing. Saguaro National Park. And it tells you where they are, a little history about them. Everglades, baby, look at that. Mammoth Cave, man, these are just, it's such gorgeous art. I really want to take a second to show you this because it's something I really appreciate because I went to these places when I was a kid. But man, that's some evocative, just beautiful, beautiful choices. Bryce Canyon in Utah. I think all of them are here, basically. Where's Congaree? I never heard of that. South Carolina. Huh. Grand Canyon's got another one. Love that. Yosemite, yeah. It's also Mount Rainier. Gorgeous place up there. Acadia, where's that? Maine. Okay. Just going to go through a couple more of these. Mesa Verde, what a cool place. If you've ever seen it in real life, it's stunning to see that city built into the cliff there. Virgin Islands, gorgeous, best water in the world. Kings Canyon, California. Carlsbad. That's Gateway Arch. I did not realize that was a national park or national monument or whatever they call it. Great Basin, Colorado. Channel Islands National Park out in California. Man, that's gorgeous. Guadalupe Mountains in Texas. The Arches, man, that's, what a cool place. Big Bend. Yosemite again. Arches again. Zion in Utah. Glacier Bay. And again, if you want to skip ahead, you can, but I just want to show you all these. Kenai Fords, Biscayne National Park. Gates of the Arctic. Man, that's awesome. That was the one. I've seen this somewhere. It was in a hotel or something like that. Cuyahoga Valley National Park. That's in Ohio. Lassen Volcanic in California. Dry Tortugas. What cool imagery. This one is the North Cascades National Park up in Washington. Joshua Tree. And then, sorry, I won't do it this time. Grand Canyon again. I thought the Tetons were here, but they may not be a national park. So, Great Smoky Mountains, some American Samoa, Denali. Wow, I'll tell you something. That is a massive, massive mountain. And seeing it up close and then seeing it in scale when you're further away, it's unreal. It's very, very eerie almost how big it is. Great Basin, Great Sand Dunes, Badlands, Olympic National Park, and Black Canyon of the Gunnison. One of the prettiest places I've ever seen in my entire life. The walls are almost painted. Gorgeous, gorgeous place. So that is parks. Now, I am not a camper. I do not like to be in the outdoors like that, but I do love the national parks. I love Yellowstone. I love the Tetons. I love Smoky Mountains, Rocky Mountains. I love all these places that we've gotten to travel to over the years. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. So seeing this game is fun, but I also have a little bit of an emotional attachment because it's something my family did. We grew up traveling to these national parks, so I have a really strong emotional attachment to this game with these different parks. So as far as the mechanics of the game itself, we'll get there in a minute, but let's talk for a minute about the art and aesthetics. I love the idea of you're getting canteens and all the little resources and the way it's put together. I thought it was a wolf. All the way it's put together and everything is really nice. I like the little resource trays. All of that looks fantastic. I love the travel posters being the art for the cards. Now, we were in a hotel not too long ago before obviously all the lockdowns and stuff like that, and I saw a travel poster for one of these national parks, and it was the same one from the game. So it's really cool to see that they've used that authentic art, not to mention they all just look incredible. The American Samoa one's one of my favorites. The Tortugas, Dry Tortugas is gorgeous, but all of these pictures and all of these things are such beautiful imagery, and they've done an excellent job really bringing that to the game. So wonderful job there as far as making the game look good, Parks. Now, as far as the mechanics themselves, I like that it's a lighter worker placement style. I don't know what you call this, where it's a worker placement, but you have to follow along a track, you know, where you can't go backwards, like a Gizia and things like that. I love those sort of games because there's a lot of push and pull when it comes to, okay, wait a minute, does this action matter now? Or can I go ahead and take that action? I have to flip over my campfire token, but if I do it now, I can move the person to the end of the trail, which means I'll be able to flip that person back up and take another one. I know that was very fast, but there's a lot of push and pull and a lot of choices that matter in this game. And even though it's light, even though it's simple, it's go here, collect these resources, trade them in maybe for a wild animal, and then maybe take a picture. But at the end of the day, do I want to have enough to where I can get Yellowstone or Smoky Mountains or Joshua Tree? In the name of love. Sorry. Anyway, the point is, I love the mechanics of this game. I think it's a great intro, simple worker placement game. It's probably my now new go-to intro game to really, it's a good gateway game. Gateway gets a bad rap because you think, okay, wait, is it too light for the really mass market player? I'm sorry, too light for the hardcore player, but no, this one is deep enough for the players who enjoy heavier Euro gamings, but it's also light enough to where you can get it, your family into it and stuff like that. So I fully plan on introducing my parents to this because they played some games before, but this National Parks theme is going to be right up their alley. So really, really love this game. Definitely go check this out. Even if you're a hardcore Euro gamer, like, let me get the Vito Lacerda version. No, trust me.
There's not a Beetle assertive version, I made that up. But my point is, it's not a heavy game, but the mechanics are tight. They do a good job. I love the way that it changes. You shuffle up the actions each time. You shuffle up the year and the seasons, depending on what's out there. The weather patterns are different. Go check out Parks. It is a fantastic worker placement movement sort of game, all right? I'm Bryan Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram at Dice Tower Bryan. Until next time, we'll see you.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower.